I have the pleasure this evening of introducing Nancy Malik, who will be presenting in a couple of minutes the 2017 award named in honor of her parents, Jane and Albert Wohlers. But before I do that, I would like everyone to enjoy a two-part video that begins with a message from a couple who got involved with Avenues specifically because of our award recipient tonight.
Hello everyone, and hello to you, Al.
And you too, Lori.
We are really happy, Al, that you're receiving the Jane and Albert Wohlers Visionary Award tonight.
We are so sorry we cannot be with you to celebrate this most deserved award.
But because of you, Al, we've attended so many other wonderful Love Affair galas.
And so many other terrific Avenues events.
And so many Avenues board meetings and committee meetings.
We are really thankful, Al, for having Avenues as such an important part of our lives.
We are grateful to be part of Avenues, and I think it's safe to say, Al, that if it wasn't for you, we would not be part of the Avenues family.
So, Al, we thank you for introducing us to this wonderful organization.
Congratulations, Al. You genuinely deserve this recognition tonight. Al, all the best to you, our good friend.
We are very happy for you.
Avenues to Independence has been an opportunity to help support individuals with developmental disabilities to really live the lives that they choose, to really maximize the opportunity for living a productive life. And that's one of the really, touching things for me is when I see the staff, volunteers interact with the clients and realize that we're all helping each other. It's kind of a unique relationship that has been a major part of the success of Avenues to Independence, where we're always putting the clients first. I was initially attracted to Avenues because of the quality of the people who were asking me to join. That idea of, in terms of giving of your time, talents, whatever, you get back a lot more than you give. There's no question about it. These clients are actually members of the Avenues family, so we are responsible to one another, and I think that that's a commitment. The longer you're here, the greater the commitment becomes, if that makes sense. And we've really been inspired by so many of the clients. To have built relationships and good friendships with many of them, for me, has been that's been the real joy of the whole thing. We're creating an environment where they can be active and responsible participants in this community. It's a pretty awesome thing. It really is.
I'd like to welcome Nancy Malik to the stage to give the formal award to Al Bartel.
Good evening. I'm Nancy Wohlers Malik. I'm the daughter of Jane and Albert Wohlers and president of the Wohlers Family Foundation. I'm honored to be here with you tonight, celebrating the 29th Annual Love Affair and presenting the 6th Annual Jane and Albert H. Wohlers Visionary Award. This award was created in 2012 to honor my parents, who were passionate supporters of Avenues. And it lives on to recognize those who truly understand and support the idea that everyone deserves to be a productive member of the community. Visionary Award recipients have all ensured that Avenues to Independence enriches our community for generations to come. Tonight we honor Alan Bartel, who has done just that for nearly 3 decades. Al joins a group of distinguished, caring individuals, in addition to my folks, Jane and Al Wohlers, Clarence Joe Herbst. Would you stand, please, Joe? Fred Sasser. Fred? Dale Kendrick is not able to be with us tonight. And Alice Murphy. Alice, would you stand? Thank you. Their impact on Avenues to Independence has been organization changing, and we thank them so much. There is a similarity between the award's namesake and tonight's recipient that many of you may not have guessed, aside from the obvious fact they're both named Al, and they both held special places in Park Ridge and Avenues communities. Al Wohlers and Al Bartel both have been known to quote the great Winston Churchill, who said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." And both these gentlemen have embodied that. Al Bartel was introduced to Avenues in the early 90s by Wanda Smale, a board member involved with Avenues since its inception at the First United Methodist Church in Park Ridge. She asked Al to help out, and the rest is history. Al has made quite a difference at Avenues. He was a member of the first ever Avenues Partnership Board and served as its chair. He's been a member of the board of directors since the mid-90s and chaired the board from 2000 to 2003. During his tenure, Avenues conducted its first capital campaign, exceeding its $3 million goal with the donation of the Jane and Albert Wohlers Center. Alan and his wife Lori are original members of the Sasser Society, Avenues Planned Giving Society. And Al served as chair of the Avenues Gorman Golf and Tennis Classic for 5 years, and that has raised in excess of $1.5 million over its lifetime. Let's hear it for golf and tennis, right? Today, Alan continues to chair the Avenues Board Nominating Committee to identify and develop new leadership for Avenues. But Al's dedication and volunteerism doesn't end just with Avenues. He was a recent president of the Park Ridge Rotary, a board member of the Advocate Foundation, and he continues to ensure that the First Methodist Church of Park Ridge and Avenues celebrate their important history together with a special event for clients and their families each year. Although Al has no family member that directly benefits from Avenues services, he does continue to show us all how to disregard outdated stereotypes and put aside old ideas about what is possible each and every day. Thank you, Al, for your dedication and your decades of service. I know a staff member has said, Alan Bartel is the kindest person I know. And with that in mind, I present to you this year's Jane and Albert Wohlers Visionary Award, Mr. Alan Bartel.
Wow. Well, Nancy, thank you for those kind words. It's really appreciated. You know, one very special reason this award means so much to me is that it bears the names of Al and Jane Wohlers. Al was a friend and mentor to me, and I know to some others in this room also. And his wisdom and life stories, great stories, have been a major influence in my life. In what has been characterized as the greatest generation, I can't think of two people who have done more in service to their country, to their community, and to humanity. And Nancy, knowing that you and your entire family continue to carry forth with that same commitment to service above self, is both gratifying and humbling. So thank you so much. And thank each of you. I'm grateful to have been a part of this incredible organization for almost 30 years. Like others of you, I think that I entered this relationship with Avenues in part because I was asked by an individual I couldn't say no to. And also in part because I had the intention of giving back something to a community that had been very generous to both me and my family. In my case, that individual, as was mentioned, was Wanda Smale. And Wanda and I and our families were members of the First United Methodist Church of Park Ridge, and you may recall that's where this organization first began over 63 years ago in the basement of that facility. Wanda was a member of the Avenues Governing Board, and among many other things, she was the chairperson of the very first Love Affair Gala, which we celebrate this evening. I owe a great debt of thanks to Wanda because she introduced me to the experience of a lifetime. She gave me a chance to be a part of something larger, something greater than myself. Wanda introduced me to an incredible organization with a group of dedicated, compassionate individuals, and that organization's name is Avenues to Independence. I can only say that this experience has been and continues to be an extraordinary one, and it's one in which I've been the beneficiary of so much more than I've given. I've had the pleasure of working with an amazing group of clients, families, staff, volunteers, and advisors to Avenues. There's a powerful synergy amongst these people that is always focused on placing the best interests of our clients first. At Avenues, I think we really do work hard at our mission, putting aside old ideas about what is possible, encouraging people with disabilities to live the lives they choose. And I think a primary reason that we've had success at this is because Avenues leadership, by example, has always championed an environment that stresses respect for each individual and recognizes that each person has value, each individual has gifts to share. So we really do take on responsibility for each other, and I think to the best of our abilities, we try to live out being our brothers and sisters keeper here. I'm personally grateful for all of those clients, those friends I've made over the years who live, work, shop, and are a vital part of our community. I'm grateful to them for demonstrating to me by their example and their daily lives that we owe it to ourselves to be the best that we can be, that hard work never did kill anyone and in fact is good for the soul, and that happiness is a choice. It's always hard to know what lies ahead. Bob Okazaki, our executive director, and I were talking earlier this week, and I know that sometimes Bob must feel like the bearer of bad news with the fiscal issues facing our state today and their impact on social services in general. But our conversations always end on a hopeful note. And I believe that's because the mission of Avenues is really embedded in our history. From those beginnings 63 years ago, when several concerned parents and friends first established a day school for their children, right up until today, and certainly as we move into the future, our focus has been putting the client first and putting aside old ideas about what is possible. So the state of Avenues today is excellent, particularly relative to other similar organizations. We continue to provide exceptional program needs to our clients, and we support our operating budget through our foundation. However, these resources are not inexhaustible and need to be continuously replenished. So there's always a lot of work that needs to be done here. Well, you know, I hope that Wanda Smale had half the confidence in me so many years ago as I have for so many of the incredibly talented people who've become a part of this organization over the last few years. It's really quite remarkable. I'm confident that looking at this room tonight at 300 to 350 people, this evening together, working together, combining our resources, our talents, our gifts, and service and support of this organization, we can ensure the future of Avenues for many years to come. Certainly there are and always will be challenges. However, having the privilege of knowing so many of you as I do, I have every confidence that together we have the will and we have the determination to meet those challenges. Thank you very much.